Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success, getting ready for our morning session. There we are. I was just marking all the pivots and the highs and the ceilings and the floors on a bunch of them stuff. You may see something different over here on the scanners. I basically have the sectors here for mornings, memory stocks, and then chip stocks here. So I have them set by volume. So some of these we would never trade, but this is basically what we've been trading for the most part. So I just thought I'd bring them over here, but I don't have any specific coded parameters on these. I still have a watch list that has, other stuff that we want to look at for large caps. Some of these might not be large and mega caps. I'm getting ready more for this subscription service where we will be trading a wider variety of securities. And just checking things out more like what I might do throughout the day in any possible way to get green with various accounts and various styles of trading. So make sure you stay, keep your notifications on and watch to make sure when you know that's available. So that would be different than subscribe. It would be join, and there would be a fee, and that'll be the first time in 5 years that I've ever charged a fee and haven't been completely open share. It will be, hopefully, the price is going to be definitely reasonable enough, your monthly fee, that you can, within the first day, make your entire month and then some. So it's designed to be, hopefully make you 40 to 80 times more. I can never guarantee such a thing. Obviously, I'm not. And I'm not a financial advisor, and you can watch me trade, then decide to do what you want to do your own due diligence, obviously, guys. So remember, always have a trading plan that you're following that's just going to include your strategy. Always make sure you log every day, every trade that you do, and think about and put down why did you do that trade, and so you really can look back over time and study, see where you went wrong, where you went right. And that's how we all learn, is by logging. Especially when you're starting, it's so important. It'll make all the biggest difference in your journey to shorten it from like maybe 1 or 2, maybe 5 or 6 years down to maybe 1 or 2 years. It takes a while to get profitable. All we're really trying to do here is to show you ways to make $100 or $200 a day, maybe more, 500, and maybe 5,000. That's my goal. But you need to start with baby steps, base hits, and that's the kind of strategy that we're trading here, which is based on Day Trading Volume 1, the RV strategy, and then we've added to it the Strike and Recoil, basically scalping. Added to the RV strategy. I have a link to that book, Day Trading Volume 1. Other books I recommend getting, Trading in the Zone, Best Loser Wins, Day Trading Volume 4, the Candlestick Pattern Playbook. I mean, I have the links to them to help you in your journey. I would suggest you, if get something like them for sure. Those, I think, are the best ones. And then I also have a link to all these custom indicators that are from prop firms that are designed to train traders, and then pros use them still to this day. Because there's so much data, what we're trying to do is use historical data tools, which is what these indicators are. They're just tools. They're set to read data a certain way. They can't be wrong. They're reading exactly what they're programmed to read, which might be EMA, SMA, relative strength, volume, profile, whatever it is. These are what traders look at every single day to decide whether to go in and out of a trade. As well as number one, what they look at is the historical data levels based on ATR, pre-market levels, and then order flow and volume. I mean, you start with your levels, you got them on your chart, or you're remembering them. Hopefully, you just got them on your chart so you don't have to think about it. It doesn't make the chart too messy to put 5 or 10 levels that you may see 1 or 2 at any given time. Excuse me. And then you look at volume and order flow, meaning your level 2 and your volume. And those are the 3 things you start with, And then you can get indicators well, obviously this is a souped up indicator that sees inside the 1 minute candles on a 1 minute chart. This is Thinkorswim. This is a 5 minute chart, a 1 minute chart, a 15 minute chart, and a reduced day. And this is going to be the engine that shows you the momentum all in one right here, which is very, very handy. And there's a link to that indicator as well. Remember, if you use my links and just don't go out and find them, it helps me, and I appreciate that. But once you get in, based on what you're seeing and those parameters I talked about, then how long do you stay in on a scalp? This is going to call out, based on the previous 3 to 5 candles, what is the momentum to ride it. I usually only go about 3/4. This is pre-market, so it's pretty low right now. But you're going to see that 20, 50 cents to $1 in here. And that kind of lets you know, don't overstay your welcome, because we're going for base hits. We're finding a range, trading a large cap stock over $25 billion market cap in a range based on ATR, previous days close levels, ATR quarter, half, and whole, and then the pre-market low, center, and high. Those are sort of our opening ranges, but the highs and lows you start with, and you expect that the large cap kind of lumbers along throughout the day in that range. If it breaks out of one of that range, it's usually trending up or down. You can trade those. We really don't recommend that, other than to get a biased. You want a biased to go long or go short, and then you do the scalping in between there. So that's what we call this the strike and recoil. Oh my God, somebody killing that cat in the studio here. So we have a bunch of Zoom people filing in, and people are filing in on streaming now. And we have a couple of different things I'm going to be showing today, guys, which is kind of cool. So you'll see the trade desk report that I get, which is now in living color, which is great. So, but anyway, so back to the strategy. So yeah, we're scalping, and some of these indicators can come in really handy. I also am lining up the SPY and the Q to make sure that they're kind of moving the right way once I pick a biased, and then, it helps me decide which way to go. And there is a little bit of news on SpaceX this morning, because Musk said that he put out a statement. People don't seem to realize that the space exploration, SpaceX, is going to be worth more than the entire value of the planet Earth, which is an interesting statement. But it might emotionally drive that stock back up to its levels over the $200 range. Let's see. Probably not, but let's see if it does something, because usually when he says something, it moves the stock. He's that kind of a motivator. Much like Trump, when he says something bad or good, it moves the whole market. Musk is able to move his individual companies by his optimistic take on things, and people get all caught up in that and want to get on that money-making train, So we'll see. I'm going to look at SpaceX. Stuff that's hitting the top of the scanners, as you can see over here on my memory stock, is MU, and on the chips is Intel. So interesting that on the chips it has MU too, but it's part of that. It's a wide range of what they consider chips. Memories isn't quite as wide, though, memory stocks. So that one is probably not going to get traded, huh? The mark is $1,787. I was looking at the spread on that. It was like $3. Just like, hello. Yeah, and the volume was like ridiculously low for the 1 minute chart. But who knows? Maybe 2 shares. You could start making money on that. Who knows? 5 shares. You never know, right? You don't want to, knock something out of what you're looking at, because there may be opportunities. So I am still working on the indicator. I know I keep talking about it, that I am going to make free at some point for a limited period of time. That is on these charts up here, just giving you last and the current, right? But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to tie in the liquidity, and I'm working on it, the code, to try to talk to you about whether it's a trap, or you should go, or you should wait. And that's kind of what we're working on that right now. So right now, this one said go. A minute ago, it said trap, I think. So what it is it can have the price volume, but it might be reading it on spread more than the volatility. And, or liquidity. I mean, it's called liquidity, but, it picks it up based on spread, how much money they are apart, like it's moving quickly, 15 cents within 15 seconds. So that's important. But if it's just calling that because of spread, because the way Thinkorswim reads things, we need a little bit more data. That's why I'm coming up with another label. I'm testing this a little bit today, right now, actually, but I'm trying to make it better, a better indicator that's going to basically help us pick a stock instantly that is worthy of scalping or strike and recoil. So that's what I'm looking for. So it's interesting on the news. I mean, MU's 964 right now. I mean, there was news that the China memory stocks are going to, coming out. The China memory stuff is going to come out and drive that down. And then other people are saying it's so low. It opened yesterday at 1,016. So way below. It's $50 below that, $52. So, and it closed at 991. So I'm going to keep a close eye on MU today. I'm going to keep a close eye on SpaceX. I was thinking about taking some swings in the morning. I'll look at the open, and then I want to try to remember to go take a couple of swings based on the current data, that served me well yesterday. Now I didn't count them. Yesterday I had over $800 by combining both large accounts, but really on this account we just did 120, which is in the parameters that we're trying to do, $100 to $200 a day. So it's okay, but obviously we'd like to get, the whole month's way good there, and that's because of that one day where I did 1,500 on MU. By the way, that was $300 in exchange fees to do that. So be careful with those expensive stocks. Look on your Charles Schwab account to see what you're paying. You can just get instant updates. Just refresh it and see. I've taken to doing that when I trade MU on these small accounts. What do I consider a small account? $50,000 is what I consider a small account, meaning I can trade large caps for the most part, 100, 200 shares without going into margin, and then make a decent sum of money. I try not to go into margin, but it's there just in case. I am approved for 4 times like everybody should be for the most part. And if I want to go into margin, it would be on a long trade mostly, because if I get stuck holding it, remember, I don't want to go over 2 times. So I wouldn't like to go over $100,000 in value, because overnight, if I end up holding it into a swing past a day trade, which is part of my strategy from time to time, remember that, that you may just want to hit max loss and get out. You have your own plan. My plan is, because these are large cap stocks, I believe they're going to retrace. So rather than take a $100 or $200 or $500 loss, whatever it might be, $2,000 loss, I'll wait for it to come back sometimes. And it depends a lot on what I know about that stock and the likelihood of it coming back. If there's an overall sell-off, I might just take the hit and get out. So there's a lot that goes into it, in the moment thinking, but usually I'm entering stocks that I believe are going to retrace. So if it catches me wrong, I might hold them, or I might just get out. Something like Tesla, I'd probably just get out. Something like MU, I'd probably just get out, because they're just too radical in their movements, But something like Nvidia or Apple, am I going long? Probably hang tight. I can hold it for 6 months, guys. So remember, I trade differently. I'm going for a 10 or 15, $20, $50 base hit, and I might get down a couple of $100 and still hold it. Now, I don't think anyone should, my opinion, risk more than 1% of their entire account. So if my account's $50,000, that's $500 max loss per day. Then I'm going to always be safe, always be able to come back for the month, never dig a hole that's too deep. probably can't get out that day, but at least I know I can get out that month. Right now, I'm 100% green every day. Last month, 100% green every single day. Some of the days we're pushing it. It wasn't very much money, but the win there was I didn't lose money, right? That's the win, that you don't have a negative draw. Maybe you don't make your goal, but you don't have a negative draw. That's instantly a win, Or if you're having a rough time and you're flat, you don't make any money or lose any money. That's a win, guys. There's the joke that's going, "No, I did great today. Really, how much did you make?" "No, I didn't trade." So that's how I know I did good. So coming from a true day trader that is used to being beaten up, bruised, and ready to hang themselves in trading, takes a long time. It's a journey, guys, and you have to treat yourself well, because you're going to get losses, you're going to get pain, you're going to get hijacked and break your rules. You shouldn't. I'm not advocating it, but anything you can do. Those people that can just keep to their rules, they're the ones that turn the corner and become very successful, or usually make a huge difference in their life. Don't go for $1 million. Go for base hits. Go for that steady as she goes. $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $4,000, $5,000, $10 a month, $10,000 a month, stuff that can really make a difference. You quit that second job, or adds to your Social Security to make your nut. Save up the money to start that business you've always wanted, or, over time, just you go for $1 million. That's when you blow your accounts. You may be one of the lucky ones. It's just, unlikely. So you go for the steady base hits, and that's why we trade large caps. You have a much safer way to slowly build your confidence, build your capital, and then expect losses, like in trading in the zone. Mark Douglas says have a day trading plan that can survive 20 straight losses, and you're still okay in your account. That's how low your share size should be. Obviously, you'd want to start thinking about what you're doing. With 20 straight losses is a little extreme, but it happens. It does happen. It doesn't mean quit trading. It means control your capital, keep it down tight, whether it be 5 shares, 10 shares, slowly build up. It's the people that jump into it, and I'm guilty of doing it for sure over the years, that jump into it with way more, maximum leverage, way more share size that they can afford, and then holding it way past their max loss. And then continuing to hold it and continuing to hold it. Too big, it's too much money to fail. I have to hold it. And then it goes down from 500 down to 5,000 down to 10,000 down. And then you get a call, a margin call. Then you get, and they sell it for you, and you blow your account, or most of your account. So these things happen. You always have to remember they can happen even when you're so sure it's not going to happen. It happens. Stocks are unpredictable always. So we're trading the most predictable stocks, except things like Tesla and MU. And they're really volatile. That's just straight out risky. Be careful. Really low share size. Exciting, but things like Nvidia and Apple and Amazon and Palantir and Hood and the SPY or the Q. SPY and the Q aren't really good for strike and recoil, because the historical data, to read short-term historical data, it's all the different equities involved are creating it to move. So one might be moving, and it might move the whole thing. And like AMD, you see it move with it. So nowadays, you can't use that type of scalping with the big ETFs and things. So I've tried it many times. For scalping and strike and recoil type of thing, it's best to do individual securities, as far as being able to read that, a better chance to get correct historical data in the short term. Okay. All right, so let's go get into the intelligence report so you have time to mark this down. I'm going to actually drag it over here to read it with you, which is kind of cool. Let me get this out of here for now. So here we go. It's a nice colored thing. So today's story is, the $1 trillion Korean memory giant hits NASDAQ today after raising $26.5 billion. The biggest U.S. IPO ever by a foreign company. It trades as SKHYV. I believe I have that over here. No, I don't. Not yet. Okay. And let's see. It says it controls about 6% of the high bandwidth memory that feeds NVIDIA AI chips. So today's debut is a live vote. I guess it's not out yet on the whole AI memory. When does where is it? SKHY debut today. When is that available? Let's see what it says here, guys, real quick. Oh, so July 13th, it's supposed to switch to a ticker, but it says that it may begin sometime after the 9:30 opening as SKHYV, and then that's July 10th, and then on the I thought it just on Monday, July 13th, expected to change to XKHY. Okay, so we'll have to add that in. It's not going to show up yet. And here's the rest of the news. Hopefully you went ahead and read it. Let's get into the didn't say anything about what Musk said here. Yeah, I was looking at Netflix today too, which might be interesting. They're trying to get in. They're trying to compete. There's talk about them trying to compete with YouTube a little bit. I'm not quite sure how that would work. Micron, despite red pre-market, announced a $250 billion U.S. investment. So this might get it to go up because they're bucking the wind on that whole China move coming in. So here is our overall with the pivot points and the so we'll go through this fast. So the SPY is neutral, the Q is short, Intel is short, 104.97 floor, 109.99 pivot, 115.01 ceiling. MU is short. Short, it's saying based on data, but watch out. $933.53 floor, 978.70 pivot, 1,023.87 ceiling. If you're not, now you can take a picture of this if you're not getting it fast enough for me, which is my biggest complaint here. So this is all done in a mathematical formula used by many trade desks that trade the big bucks, guys. So you can count on this being a reaction zone. So take note because this isn't just weird numbers out of nowhere. Okay, so the floor is 143.33 on SpaceX short, 151.35 is a pivot point, and 159.38 is the ceiling. Again, this has that report from Musk, that news might act as a catalyst, so be careful with those levels. NVIDIA short, 198.12 floor, 201.63 pivot, 205.14 is the ceiling. Netflix is neutral. This has news, so it may go up 74.78 floor, 75.50 pivot, 76.72 ceiling. We might want to look at the scanners for these. That's why I'm interested in these. So hood is long, 115.40 is the floor, 118.70 is the pivot, and 122.01 is the ceiling. Palantir is 126.98 floor, 130.45 pivot, 133.92 ceiling. By the way, these are the values overall by the analysts over on the right here. Palantir, did I say that? 126.98 floor, 130.45 pivot, 133.92 ceiling. Marvel short, 227.73 floor, 240.28 pivot, 252.84 ceiling. Tesla long. This is the one I think I'm going to look at the open. 398.54 floor, 408.24 pivot, 417.95 ceiling. AMD short, 526.76 floor, 545.49 pivot, 564.22 ceiling. Apple short, 310.27 floor, 314.44 pivot, 318.62 ceiling. Amazon 243.74 floor, it's neutral, 247.64 pivot, 251.55 ceiling. Avco Broadcom is short, 388.74 floor 397.93, pivot 407.08 is the ceiling. So here's the ones it says it calls out at the open, and I'm probably not going to do any of those. It has Robinhood here, which is interesting. Strongest name on the board. Now, nobody really recommends trading the open, but the trade desks absolutely do it if it hits the right levels. So, but I don't recommend it. It's very risky because you got to wait for the market orders to wash out. So they're aware of levels we're not really aware of, right? So now we're aware of them. So it's a little less risk, but be really careful. Low share size if you even try such a thing, which again, I'm not recommending it. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Do your own due diligence. Trading is risky. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. There we go. One more disclaimer from me. So interesting. I put the pivot points. I didn't mark targets on my screen, but here it has it right here. And I might keep this up over here to glance at. Palantir is also long. Intel short. Interesting. And it's saying Micron short. I just don't get it. Yeah, it could snap it back at when this opens. So that scares me. I'm always afraid of Micron. I like to see what it's doing. And then I'm still scared. It just, when you're moving, $10 in 20 seconds, it's just like, wow, be ready. That's all I can say. Okay, guys, so we're starting to trade live in a little over 2 minutes. Let me get this set up where I can read it. If we come to these levels again. And I'm going to switch over to Tesla. And I've got it marked out. I don't know about these fibs. Yeah, those fibs are still the fibs. Okay. So let's get this. I have about 1 minute and 56 seconds to get this. What is your guys' latency? I didn't even check yet. So you're aware of it. I will check it in just a moment. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seconds. So I'm 4 seconds ahead of you. So you're aware. As you know, you shouldn't really follow my trades. It should be fun and entertaining to watch. And that's about it. You should be doing your own stuff, guys. Really? Okay. Not that the 5 minute I care much about at the open here, and I'll probably switch stocks before I even think about it. But look, it's already taken off. Yeah, we want a big dip. So here's a pivot point for Tesla. It could dip below. I'm just going to go 25 shares, guys. We're just going for a couple $100. Then I'm going to look into some potential swings. I want to go there next after maybe or maybe not taking a trade at the open. So the market opens in about 40 seconds. There's my 15 minute again. I probably won't. That'll change this before let's make sure I'm still on day. I am. Good luck, guys. Go green. Be careful. Again, we'll get into the more reasonable conservative trading a little bit later. This is just something if you want to trade with one share to have fun, you might want to try that. It's exhilarating, but it's extremely risky. We don't have anything but the levels. That's all we got. We have no other historical data, tools that would call other things. So here we go. Boom, we are open, and it just took straight off. I'd like to get a dip. Yeah, I can't chase that at the open, so too bad. Would have been a $2 trade, $50 instant trade. But let's see if it pulls back, and let's see if it gets down really back, like maybe to this pivot. Because it's way up this morning. If you look at it, it really, it closed at 406. I love to trade it a swing when it's below 400. I feel like it's always going to come back. Is that going to be the low for it right now? 409. We need it lower than that to buy the dip. Yeah, here we go. Here's your VWAP. That's something to look at because the market capital did pull up. So that's not just an emotional, there's a lot of money right there at that level, which makes me inclined to try to go for it. 409, yeah, 408.81 for a second. So we're looking for it to get close to that pivot. There it is. Let's see if I can pick it up. Okay, so I picked it up. Now I'm in the soup. Let's see if it comes back or if it's going to try to burn me. I only have 25 shares, and, it may go way down. So we'll see. I don't think I'll hold it into much more than like $50 down if it does that to me. So, I could have gotten out for a small victory there, but I waited for a big pop. I'm hoping for a big pop to make some bigger money, maybe a $2 rise back up there to 209 something. It was way up here. 412. So if it maybe pops back here, where we want it to go today, I could make a $50, $100 trade here. So let's see. It's got me back in the green. I'm holding into it. It's exciting, as it moves back up. There's $32 it was. Don't know if it would have picked me up. Still not deciding whether to go up or not. MACD's sending it down. We're on the third candle now. So honestly, I feel like I want to get out of this now. So I'll look for any kind of a pop-up and take a smaller profit. I think I'm just going to try to get out. Yeah, I watch it take off now. It was taking too long to move up, so I thought we might get a bigger dip. Let me look at what everything else is doing here. So I count this a big win because I didn't lose $50. That's because trading at the open is just kind of idiotic. Now I do have a small average of winning at the open, but it's nebulous. Now, there it goes. See if I just held a little longer. Of course, now I'm getting FOMO. You see the Q and the SPY going up. I'm not opposed to chasing that. I'd have to go and market, or I have no chance. Is it going to break that fib? Yeah, I'm going to chase that, guys. See, how foolish is this? I'm chasing it because it looks like when you look at the SPY and the Q that the momentum is going to send it higher. So I'm going to chase it and try to added a little bit to that, just a little bit, and was thinking to myself, I never should have taken that trade. So let's give it a chance. Every one of these gray lines, by the way, is $1.50 if you're not used to watching. And then that is the pre-market high, those green dots, the pre-market center. This is the ATR quarter. And the ATR half should be up here. That is much more respected. That is the 200-day moving average. This 417, you'd expect some shorters to jump on this area because of the 200, the ceiling, and the half ATR. This continues to go up, so you get FOMO here. Like, why didn't I just hang on to that? Let me see if I can see about it. SpaceX went down. NVIDIA went up $2. I just don't see a swing. I'm worried about swings here. Maybe a short on AMD. Yeah, it's just not a good day. Yesterday was a really good day. I caught a couple of swings for $700, but for a day trade. I call them swings. I plan them to be day trades, but I will hold them into a swing if I have to. That's why I separated the accounts so you guys wouldn't be confused and I'm not counting the profits from that, which is, it's considerable over there doing those day trades. So I try to call them out when I do them. I am in a negative position on SpaceX, but I've already made, 10 times that on the other swings if that ends up, being a loss. But I am using capital to hold it, and it's a small account. So, if I hold another day trade, then I have to worry, for very many shares, I have to worry about possible margin calls because they're both 50K accounts. So, I just trading them differently so I can share the data with you like hey, how is it to take day trades or possible swing trades versus strike and recoil trades, you know? So I try not to hold these strike and recoils, and the day trades are more like RV strategy trades. And then, of course, when I trade on Zoom, large share size, it's almost always RV strategy and using the reverse key and bean. It's very, very highly risky. You have to have that turned on for you if you're having trouble. And if you get the wrong person, they won't know what you're talking about. But you can just push the button twice if you want to reverse, you know, like you're going long, just press sell, then press sell again, and you're going short. It's the same as reverse. There's a split-second delay, but not much. But I don't recommend that strategy unless you have a quarterback or somebody calling it. Very risky. So I'm going to stay on Tesla for a minute. I don't see a swing, guys, or a day trade. So I'm not going to go to the other account and call anything out, sadly. Apple went up to 316. See, these are the stocks that were supposed to go down. That's what threw me. NVIDIA. I have NVIDIA up here twice. Why? Okay. So we need to switch NVIDIA to something else here. Let's go to Intel over here. Intel is elite. It says go. It says trade at long right now. Let's take a look at it. Elite, go. Nowhere near as risky as Tesla to trade. And what happened over here? So that's going to be too expensive. This might be interesting here, huh? That's a lot of volume. Before I look at Intel, let's look at some of the ones I never look at. 37. Okay. That's a doable price volume. Let me see what it really looks at. It says it's elite and go. Cheaper for people to afford here. I don't know what the market cap is on this. Let me see what it's looking like here on the, yeah. Well, that was 12 cents. No, that was 3 cents. Okay, no. So this is, okay, there you go. Okay, it does have the liquidity. The price flow to trade it. Will it give us some levels? Because that is the ATR half. That should hold it. But it hit a new low like it's selling off. I don't know anything about this. That's the danger. I don't know this company. I have a very narrow bandwidth of what I trade, honestly, guys. But I wanted to get these sectors up here preparing for the chat and for what other people are going to call in the sectors. So it did hit a floor and turn right around. I don't have a floor and ceiling marked on this because I didn't call it out. If it breaks this, we definitely might want to, is that an oxymoron? Think about following this down as a sort of a trend trade if it breaks this. But we don't have any other. There's the pre-market up there. What's the news? Let's see what that says. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. Where'd it go? Well, that's all good news, huh? Target to $40. Well, it's above $40. Yeah, so that's a little scary. Yeah. It is dropping now. Wow. Do we want to chase this down? I think so. I like it to chase. I'm going to go ahead and go in market and see what happens. Risky, as you can see. I'm definitely chasing it based on its most recent movement and the fact that it broke that ATR half. I waited a little long to get into it. Missed a bunch of profit there. And I didn't buy the ask because it was just going straight down, but I can buy the bid to get out. So let's see if we can get a base hit here if it's going to hurt me, because it is slowing down here. I'm going to try to get out for a small profit there. Hello, are you going to amuse me and give me some good advice? Right now, help this stock make me money. Yeah, let's make a base hit here. It's staggering right here after I got into it, so I don't know what would happen if I did market 1250. I mean, that's a tiny bit to add to us. What do we have today? So we're up to 37 whole dollars. We're moving along. So I only did 50 shares. That was kind of like a beginner, beginner trader move, you know, to just, hey, it's going that way. Go on it. I do want to learn about these stocks before I trade them. Would we call that a FOMO trade? And there's the reason why, you know, just doing that can be really problematic. Let's see what this one looks like. I have been told that I don't look around enough, so we're starting to do that more. We always trade the same stocks. Well, there's safety, guys. There's safety in that. Volume is really low here. Yeah. How about this one? Yeah, it's just getting worse. All right, let's go over to chip stocks and see if we find one we don't normally trade. Well, that's some high volume. The price is 13. Something tells me this is not a large cap. I should probably get the market cap on this, huh? Just so I can see them. Okay, so now we can see the cap is extremely small on that. So, yeah. This one, though, we don't normally trade, could be pretty good for us. Now I have to close this, so. So this is the learning and process of these new stocks, but I can assess pretty quickly. I mean, this one, I know this stock, so I know this is a good stock. So, I mean, this stock can have opportunities. Oh, it's very expensive too. Yeah, didn't think about that for you guys. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but oh, it changed away from volume because of what I did. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's a little expensive for everybody, right? So we'll get away from that. Let's see about this one here. So I'll have to change the parameters of the watch list / screener here. I just went in straight and just named every single chip stock based on what Claude gave me and just entered them. And by the way, you can import them right from Claude into your scanner thing. I guess I'll make a video about that so you guys know how to do that. It tells you how to do it. So you don't need people as much trade professionals as much anymore now that we have AI, which I'm sure you're all figuring out on your own. Just be careful of its ghosting, and it gives you false information all the time. When you compare one to the other, it's like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. I misinterpreted your question, and da 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 da. So, interesting here. Oh, low vol. I should have looked at that right away. Yeah, I mean, I could sit here and just continue to search, but I feel like we're burning time on stuff that we're not going to trade. So I'll narrow that down a little bit. I have got my other scanners over here, and let me just look at how things are moving. So Tesla continued to go up. Well, it's right at the 410. Yeah, where it was when we left it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's 408. I'm looking at the daily open. So it's 408. MU is right at the open. SpaceX is right at the open. NVIDIA is $2 up. The Q is even, and this $1 up, and the SPY is even. AMD is up $2. That might be doable, but memory stocks might go down today. Intel is down. Amazon's down a couple of bucks. Palantir's down a couple of bucks. Maybe we just want to be short biased. Marvel's down. Hood is down. Didn't they say Hood long? Yeah, they said Hood long and Palantir long. What's Palantir's down? Everything's down except Tesla. So, interesting, huh? That means that everything might soon turn around, or we're going to get a fade. Let's take a look at Marvel. It's strongly going down. Let's see if we can get a bias. We have ceilings and floor and pivot points here. We'll zoom in on it a bit. Let me read that. It's a little early. Okay, so we're into the 945, so we can start to trust these historical data indicators now. And that time went by fast, man. I tell you. It's an interesting. It's starting to make a bear flag if it turns around. 15 showing a sign of recovery. It's too soon to call a recovery here. That's a $5 level right there. So that could actually have some weight. You know what I mean? $5 level, dollar levels, and then 5, 10, 15, 20. And the bigger level you get, 50, 100, is more reaction zones. But it blew right through it. And you see that it's going with the market. Marvel is. This moves a lot like AMD, where it kind of moves with the market. If you see an anomaly between the two, usually you should, look out that if this is going the opposite way, then the move you're in might be very short-lived. Hit the VWAP, turned around. There's your quarter ATR, and there's your low pre-market. Not ready to jump on this long based on this data. We don't have any clear patterns for the candlesticks. We really don't have anything. I can look at volume flow here. Level 2, the orders here coming through. There's a huge spread. Yeah, spread's pretty big here. So we probably want to try ask and bid. And yeah, 50 shares is about right for this. It's enough volume. Everything's checking out, just I don't see any ceiling or floor to call yet. It stopped at the pre-market center. That could be our potential long-term ceiling, but it may be creating a ceiling at this VWAP here. So let's see if we get continual testing of that level and dropping off. We've got to wait to have some sort of data to take a chance on the probabilities in our favor. I'm looking forward to being able to chat with you guys to see what you're bringing to the table with everybody. Video went up to 205. Maybe that's what we should go for. It's got a biased. They said it was going to go short. I thought it was going to go long, but they said it was going to go short. I don't know. Kind of needed to test that VWAP again. Maybe the 35 will become a floor. Let's see. This one isn't screaming out to me yet. Got to kind of feel like you're in that zone, right? Like you're just seeing it. And that means me watching the order flow always coming back. And it's moving really jerkily. Is that a word? If you watch this, you want repetitive numbers but swailing one direction, so you get in on the downside as it's always swailing higher, or the opposite, but you're seeing it always kind of. But if you see it go way down and way up and way, you can't get into that scalping zone, So let's see if it rejects off this maybe ceiling again. It blew it by it a minute. There's the quarter ATR in the bottom of the pre-market. Yeah, if it breaks that, I'm just going to move away for now until we get some consolidating action. Yeah, I'm gonna move away. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. It's continuing to go up, so we might have a bias with some channels. So I'm moving on. I don't want to just get stuck one place for too long if it's not doing anything for me. We'll come back and check Marvel if it looks like it's channeling. Yeah, so that looks pretty decent there, huh? See if we get some pullbacks or just, we could chase it, but it might be right at its high. Let's look at the 5-minute, guys. So it broke a pivot from yesterday. That would have been a pivot. We have nothing else. Yeah, so we're way up for it hasn't been this high in a while. Interesting, huh? So this could be an area here. It's kind of where it opened in that general area, 0562. But we can see that on the scanner where it opened from the previous day. Just make sure we don't hit a 5-minute pattern I'm missing. 15 just says straight up. I'm still gearing up to make a move. I like the fact that it's consolidating up here. Now that's a rickshaw man, 62% accurate of a turnaround. 62% of the time that signals a turnaround. So we don't want to just jump on this at this point. What is this saying here? That's in the candlestick pattern playbook. Let me just make sure I got that data correctly. Yeah, 67.2. Sorry. So even better chance that it's going to turn around. And it did. So that would have been a good area to already go short. It's short-term data, guys. You got to react short-term wise. That's why it's good to know those patterns. That's in the candlestick pattern playbook. I have a link to it. For the most part, I have the patterns memorized, what they mean. I just don't have the percentages. It's the only book that rates the accuracy as far as you can do such a thing, but it has all these back testing experts, not just one company, like 5 different, professional trader companies. So it's getting some retracement here, which is good. Might be able to create. This is a much more steady stock to try to do what we're doing and eke some profits out of this. It's got a pretty good range here. 36 long, 21 short. It's turning back around here. What's our spread? 4 cents? Yeah, I'm going to go in that. That actually, the order flow shows that spiking up. So I'm going to take a chance there with just 50 shares and try to get a base hit here. So hopefully the ATR won't stop it dead. Let's see. Should have already turned around. I'm going to get out. I got out for a profit. I thought I was going to take a loss. That delay actually helped me. It looked like it was about to plummet when I looked at the disparaging orders over here. So, but we only see 40% of it. So definitely got out of that too soon. I kind of tend to want to go short here, guys. I mean, short-term short. Does that make sense? Because we're getting, we're so high up here. And it did call it to go down based on, the new, did the new stock enter? Did it get entered yet? Was SKHYV announced yet? Is that live? Okay, let's see if we can get it on my list here. SKHYV. Oh, we put a gap. Okay. It's got a price of 149 offering. It is not. It's saying loading, so it's not live yet. All right, so I'll keep it up there as it was suggested. Okay, so we're back to NVIDIA. Interesting, huh? I'm going to look for it to take a short, maybe at the next whole dollar level as I watch the volume and order flow to confirm. We're at the top of the market magnet too. As you can see, the volume just increased from the last volume, so that's a more inclined to go up. MACD says no, but it can slide that for a minute before it reverses. No, it reversed. So we are getting some good consolidating churning here that might be able to help us call these levels if this continues this way. That's the 50 cent I marked. You can see over here stuff's going down, and NVIDIA is definitely the tail wagging the dog here. So We don't want to see an anomaly between the two. It's not always, but it's just one more probability that helps us call the way the trade will go. Remember, we're just going for 1 or 200 today, slow and steady, so we don't go red. That's all we're doing, guys. So I would look to maybe go long off that. You saw me mark that from yesterday. What was NVIDIA's close? Yesterday was 202.78. So let me correct that. I just spied it on the chart. So, oh no, what did I do? I'm sorry. That's 202.78. No, we wanted the open. Yesterday's high is what we want. It doesn't have that. Okay, so that was a wrong marking. Whatever. It's close enough to what it was. These are just reaction zones, these pivot points anyway. But these $1.50 had a lot more weight than that does. But look, it did respect that level, even though it was an accident. Yeah, because that's supposed to be a 2 right there. So that was wrong. Okay, so this is a channel, guys. So I don't know if we want to call it at the ATR, but we have a ceiling here. So I'm inclined to go more short as it comes up and ride it if it goes against me a little bit, because it's gone up so high. See if we can break that 50-cent level. I'm looking at the ask over here. See if we can break 206.50 with a punch upward, and then I'll look for it to go down 30 to 50 cents, something like that, for a small base hit. Here it comes. There we go. It broke it. Didn't pick me up. There we go. I got picked up at 59, which is a pretty good. I already had a trade. I'll try to get out for a quick profit there. And there it goes. Should pick me up. Okay, so that's good. So that got our day up to $51. Slow but steady. Only 50 shares. Very little risk. Obviously, I left money on the table, but that's not the way you look at it. You made money. You know, if you can walk away $50 a day and you're fairly new, that's incredible. That's incredible. That's $1,000 a month. You walk away with $100 a day. That's $2,000 a month. And doing this is a much more careful, sure way to get there. Now, it did break that level, so let's see where we can get it. Wow. A 207 is what I'm looking for now on the ask. I'm looking for 207. It's 86 on the ask, 87. I'm going to jump in just ahead of it because I think that's a rejection point. I've got it at 93, and it needs to pick me up soon or I'm going to get out. I'm going to get out. Oh, it picked me up too soon. I waited. It took too long to register that I canceled that order is what I'm trying to say. So I'm in it now. It did look like it was going to swale up. That's why I tried to get out. But we're still, that's very short-term data. So now the data is readjusting, and it does look like it's going down a little bit. So let's try to get out of this trade until it establishes a new channel. Hopefully we can get out for, a few bucks, not just $1. And remember, you are paying exchange fees as well. So we'll just try to get out there. I don't trust that. Yeah, I don't trust the way it's moving. I tried to get out. Didn't let me out. Well, if I would have got out market, I probably would have had a small red trade, but I didn't get out market at all. So I don't know what's going on. I kept my order in there for a dip. It's not much, so it should pick me up. There we go. So I was just reading the news down there to make sure I wasn't missing something. But, NVIDIA used to move like this, no problem. Faster than this, up and down. But it's been so grindy that when I saw a bigger 50 cent or $1 move, it's like, is there news? Which is kind of weird. You would think that, because that's not much of a move on a stock like this. Still think I want to go short bias since it's reaching new heights. So I'm going short bias off of a long moving bias. I'm going short expecting a rejection. So I think it's going long, but now it's clear that it is on 15-minute. But I like the recoil action because I feel like it's going to retrace soon at some point, and then we'll catch that. And it's safe to think about that retracing. Just keep your share size low. So we got up a little bit. What did we get up to? $56. It's a slow climb, guys. Now you could raise the share size, and I'd have a lot more money right now, a lot more, but closer to our goal. We don't have any swings or day trades to help us today. Yesterday it got us over 800. Which is, what is that, 16,000 a month? I mean, that's a decent. If you did that every day, wow, it's still cranking up. Seems very counterintuitive, but to go short. But I feel we're going to get a retracement for like a buck or two coming up soon here. So I'm going to keep looking for a short recoil here. So it's stopping it right at the 50 cent right now. Let's see if we can get a recoil at 208. If it hits 208, I'll try to get on the ask again, although the spread is so tight that I could just get in. Yeah, I could just get in if it gets up there. I'm going to look here for the 208 now. Hit a new high, 207.85, and turned around. Seems counterintuitive to do what I'm doing, but it's just for a very short move is what I'm looking for. In time frame, I mean. Now, if there's a big enough dip here, I'll go long and ride it up. Let's just see. We get a big enough dip. We don't want it to pass the bottom of that these last candles, because there was another rickshaw man that didn't turn it around. Let me mark that 50 cent level. SPY's going down. Q's going up. This is more a Q property. Now the SPY's going up too. It's going to break. I'm going to go for it. It's breaking up, guys. So order flow says up. The ETFs say up. So hopefully this isn't the beginning of the retracement. So we're giving it a shot. We're at 75 cents. We're 10 cents below its high. I'm going to use market to make sure I get filled. Looking for a little bit bigger push. There we go. Oh, good. It went back up. Okay, so we're slowly climbing. Got us to 63. Let's keep it slow and steady, guys. Remember, if you're streaming here, you're not going to see me go for thousands of dollars, not on this particular stream and this account and this particular strategy. So if that's not what you're looking for, then just go for entertainment purposes or learning. And then after that, then I got nothing except go to someplace else. This helps me sleep at night and keeping it low. Too many tragic emails. Those are the ones you remember, and life's short, man. I don't want to be depressed about people losing money. Doesn't matter how many disclaimers I have. They're just people. They can't control themselves. It's human nature, right? Look at this. This is what I was talking about. Here's our big retracement. Not that big yet, but if it breaks the bottom of that, which it already did, that's trouble. That's the 9 EMA. So we may get a bigger retracement. Let me watch the order flow to see if I can jump on it going back up. It does seem like it's about to go back up. I'm going to jump on it. I don't know if that's really an accurate read, but there were like 3 things that lined up for me, so I took it, and I'm hoping it's not going to fade here. Oh, it's going to shake me out. I don't want to take a bigger loss here. I think 20 bucks will shake me out. Yeah, there it goes. I'm out. Too bad, huh? We're all the way down to $1. We were doing so good. Yeah, so here's the thing. It definitely looked like it stalled, The Q was going up. The order flow set had a bump upward, and then that was all I had. And then it just wasn't enough. Wasn't enough tools to help me read that. You could see that the sellers had died a little bit in their volume as well. So I really thought maybe it was a reverse. But you can see here on the Scalp-Pro, so that was another data point I glanced at. But they don't always work, right? And this could go way lower. It could not. It could be the short for the day. Look where it started, way down here, 202. So you don't want to just jump long again. Although it is calling it out, isn't it? Not yet. See the Scalp-Pro? Not yet, guys. Stopped at the 50 cent, but there's not enough data to jump on that. Oh, now I wanted to look at that. 30 seconds for that candle to close. That closes green, and we start off green with everything else I'm seeing, but I'm not. I'm seeing a rejection over here too. And you can see the sellers just beat out the buyers. So we're not 95% in that. So this is not, look like it was going to go green, and it didn't. So still more confirmation it's going down. Now we do have the market magnet here. We do have the half ATR. This is serious support, relative strength. Index says support. So do we have anything else? If these turn green and I see an order flow, it might be more, but it broke both of those supports, went to the 206 level. Yeah, still fading. Remember, this used to be kind of a floor. We're early, very, very early in the day. SpaceX is still kind of fading from its open. Intel's even right near its pivot. Nvidia went up pretty high and then faded, as you can see. Apple blew its pivot, and now it's back below it again. And the VWAP is above it as well. Okay, so it held that level for a second. Let's see. Sellers dropped a little, as you can see. Signs of buyers taking over, but the overall markets are going down. SPY's about to hit its, oh. Is that going to do what I think it's going to do? No. That was a little trap there. Get ready, though. It's definitely showing signs of reversal. Not too strong. We need some more strength down here. There it is. All right. That's a strong reversal sign. Hopefully we'll get it to come back up a decent amount. I'll hold a little deeper to try to get back what we lost and hope that it continues to do what it was doing. I went in market just to get in the move. The way it was moving up was definitely stronger move. So we're going for a bigger move here, a little bit bigger. I don't want to get too greedy because it only has 22 cents. Yeah, I'm going to take that. We got back to 18. I was looking at the what does that put us at now? Over 50 again. At least we got some of it back. Now let's reassess if we can continue to go with this. You can see the sellers are kind of dying off a little bit in volume. We got help with our ETFs. Order flow is like flat. Volume's still pretty high, but it's churning here. A lot of $500 and $700 over here is a 900. Nobody's really trying to manipulate it that we can see. No spoofers. It would take a lot, really. So we can trust the tools, but there could be all kinds of icebergs on the hidden orders that we're only seeing 40% of this. You can turn these big stocks around. It takes a lot of capital. You can do it. Right now, all that upward momentum is gone. So if you're still in that trade, get out quick. I mean, take your profit. That is not financial advice. Let's see here. Man, I don't see anything else. Tesla, maybe. It's about to, it stopped dead at its fib, and it's about to hit it again. It banked off its pivot. Wow, Tesla has some very readable action right now. We might want to go over there based on the 38.2 fib level, which is actually the best fib level to read for support and resistance. I'm going over here, guys. I switched to Tesla. Let's get a closer look at this. See, it's at its fib. It's also the top of the market mat. I had a little tweezer move here earlier. Let's see what the 5 minutes look like. Yeah, rejected at the fib again. It came over just a little late to catch that trade. Momentum says up right now on Tesla, but it's going down. So we have an anomaly. It's right at an even dollar amount too. Looks like that pivot line did its job. Now remember, these are trade desk levels, so there's thousands of people that react off these levels, so keep that in mind. Doesn't mean it'll stop. This is continuing to call out a rejection here as it goes up. Interesting. Our spread is not too bad if I wanted to get in it for sure. Looking for a rejection here. Right at the 411, yeah. I just want to make sure that the volume isn't increasing up. It doesn't look like it. It looks like we got a good short trade here. I've kept the share size pretty high on this to try to make us some money. There, it broke it. Okay. I didn't hit it because of the speed that it broke that. So this is a new high, so be careful. It could use the fib as a floor now, so, or this could just be rejecting, a little bit higher off the fib. Sometimes it pounds through and then rejects the whole way. Kind of what it's showing here. It would have been great to catch that recoil, huh? I got afraid to do it. It looked like it might keep going to me from the current data. Buyers are pretty weak, as you can see. But it was at the top of that thing when I was deciding. It was like, I don't know. Looks like going long here is the way to go on this dip. Wow, this is some jerky order flow. Very hard to feel like you're in the zone on this. I'm going to have to buy market to get into this. I'm like nearly positive. I'm going to give it a second, guys, to see if it reveals more of a pattern here, because it was trying to suck me into a long there, and just didn't have enough backing it up. Sellers are really weak here, though, as far as their volume. All right, I'm going to go in with that. Picked me up higher, unfortunately. It looks like it's recoiling back up, so I took a chance here. Got it at 76. And it's going to slap me around. We can't keep seeing a fade off this. This is not... Boy, I tell you, what they called it the June swoon. July doesn't feel too good either. Man. Oh my God, really? Is it going to hurt me here? Between having the summer and the way everything's just like resetting, it's just much more difficult to call price action, I'm noticing. That's why the swing trades tend to do, the day trades seem to do better lately than scalping, you know. At least on large cap. I mean, there's probably all kinds of opportunity on the smaller. Yeah, that's not good. This needs to turn around now. More data says going down now. Yeah, there it goes. Although this should pull it up. See this coming in here? And it should pull the magnet up. So that should be like a little springboard for me, but nope. Nope. Didn't pull up. I'm going to hold deeper. MACD says down, unfortunately. It's like slow paper cut kills here. Just hoping for a quick reversal back up. I'm watching everything, guys, and it looks like it's going to turn around again. You've got the Q and the SPY both going up. And Tesla, of course, is the beat of its own drum. But order flow shows up. I'm waiting it out, but then it keeps doing that. I think I'm negative for the day now. I'm pretty sure. It's one thing after another this month. If it breaks that VWAP, I'm out. It did it for a second. May turn it around there. A lot of people jump in at the VWAP. There we go, finally. Let's break that fib, huh? I'm way the heck up there. I mean the fib, that's what I meant. I said it right. You're not done going up. Look at that volume coming in. Come on. This is a recovery. Let's do it. We held into some pain. It's getting close to rewarding us, I think. See this coming in here? Should pull up this. That's not now. Why are you not listening to me? Why does the puppet master not listen to me? Just gonna hang tight, take a breath. Obviously, in the real capital, we're not risking much, but when you're trying to make $100 or $200 a day, it could be insurmountable unless I take bigger chances, bigger share size. So now it closed below the VWAP. So that's, now it's getting really bad for me. So I'm going to have to get out. I'm out. All right. Well, that wasn't good. I think we're negative for the day, right? Yep, $40 down. Ouch. I hope a bunch of you didn't get caught with that. Not opposed to going long again. I'm going to raise my share size to the max and see if I call a more... there it goes. Just couldn't wait it out long enough, huh? Yeah, not yet. Volume's still good, guys. It's just got this jerky motion here. I thought we had some good levels. We did. It's more of a... I played the levels too short, should have definitely gone short off the fib. And now I should go long off this level where it was, consolidating several times. This is probably a decent level here to go long off of down here as we get nearer to the 408. based on just levels alone. You also have the market magnet at bottom. You have the VWAP and the magnet pulling you back up. So there it is. There's our level. What else does everything look like? It's a little high. Need a bigger dip, guys. You didn't quite go down to that level. I guess you did, and I didn't catch it. It did stop there again. Spread's pretty big, but not unsurmountable. I'm looking here for the 20, like right around the 20-cent level, closer to 408. I've got to wait a second to see if it breaks that. I want it to turn around off that level, then I'll jump on it. It broke it a little bit here, a couple times, right at 408. There it is. So it hit that level, turned around. The recoil was only about, yeah, it goes. See, that's why I got worried. Is it going to really break it now? And we should go short then. Yeah, it's fading off of 408. Got to give it more time, though, because it could still be the bottom. No, that's pretty deep. All right, so that's scrapped. The pivot point is not working, at least for when you count pennies. Whole nother dollar down now. So it's showing it back up again. That's why I got worried. It's just about to go short, and then it showed a pivot upward. That's about to drop. Just not jumping on it fast enough. I'm being very conservative about this. I know I raised the share size. All right. Hopefully that's not going to signal a turnaround of what it's been doing. Like that. Really? Again, I had a chance for a base hit, and I held into that. See, it's at the pre-market low on the 5-minute. It's hurting me more now. Oh, man, really? It's not my summer. Struggling at these little trades, guys. No good signs of a reversal. Tiny paper cut signs. That's all I got here of it going back down. There's a swale. That might go down. There we go. Went back to only negative $40 for a second. Yeah, it's starting to show signs of going down. This is good. Let's keep this momentum, guys. Sell, sell, sell. Dive, dive, dive. Goose, I can't reach the ejection handle. Eject, eject. come on. The pre-market center is not big support for you guys. Who's reacting at that level? Stop it. It's grinding there. Probably should have just taken a lesser loss down there. Really looked like it was going to break that level. I mean, I read such short-term data that you can get really swept up in it. It's like, just give it a chance to make the move, you know? Now, if I wasn't on this account, I would have averaged in to 200 shares, which I did not do on that last rise. Yeah, I can't break 408. That's it. All right, well, that's too bad for me, because now we have a real mountain to climb for this little account. So, yeah, let's figure out how to trade this here. Yeah, I don't see anything better to trade. I mean, NVIDIA's back, but to make this up in a short period of time, I really need to stay at something like this or MU. So everything becomes more risky as I get into the hole, you know. That's the problem. It's like I should have gone long off that level. I mean, I broke the pivot. I just did not identify the pre-market center as a good floor. Yeah, it's just 406.50. I mean, that's nothing. That's no psychological level to speak of. It shouldn't have been anyway. See how weak the buyers were going up to? And just really did not think it would keep breaking it, you know, keep going up as it got weaker and weaker until it put me into a pretty big hole here. That is data that normally is correct. It's not a joke. The tools are correct normally. Now, granted, Tesla's hard one. It does not follow it as much as some of the others. It's kind of in its doldrum price area too. Like you want it to be down in the 380 or up at the 420s, which so you can go short off the 420s and on a day trade and long off the 380s. But I prefer to go long with Tesla off the high 300 numbers. And that's one thing that could pull us out is if we took a day trade. Or it could dig a deeper hole. So would have thunk? Riding NVIDIA up would have worked this morning. Yeah, so it's coming down low enough where it would have let me out soon here, and I wouldn't have had that loss. So it's a longer play, you know. There's a couple of times I got out for, you know, even money, really. Got barely down at all, and I just didn't take it, looking for the, got greedy. Those are the decisions that kill you, right? Because you should know better. You should know how to read it. This is just really hard to read, I got to tell you. I'm just looking to see, is there something I'm missing here why I can't call these? That's what I do best, is call these short moves, and this is not reacting properly. Of course, volume's gone way down, as you can see. Let me see. Yeah, my maximum share size without going into margin is only 122, so you don't really want to go. You don't want to go. Whoa, man, huh? What happened? News? Is there some news? Everything spiked down. Look at it all. I don't see anything. This is like some report just came out. That's what this is like. What report just came out? Holy Christ, huh? That was insane. I'm going to buy that on a retracement. Oh, there was a $40 trade there for a second. I'll take that. So that helped me a bit. Only down 121. This is a weird anomaly. I just read price action to take that trade. Bit risky, but I have to be risky right now. What happened here, huh? An overreaction? Literally every stock on the board I have up here just did a spike down. I do not get what the news was. This is why we need a whole group with me right now. I'm reading every indicator I have, every news indication I have. Just JP Morgan at 1033 maintains overweight. Morgan Stanley. I don't know. This is like a Trump statement or something. Things are really going up now, strong. The volume going up almost beat the volume going down. That was a spike. Now it's coming back to where it was really moving. So you don't want to get overexcited here and just play it long for like, look at it go. Sometimes that momentum is, I'm staying a little longer, guys, to try to bail out. I'm not sure I can make an afternoon session, so. Yeah, today is Friday, so I have a little board meeting to go to. It's not a little board meeting. It's an important board meeting. But sometimes they finish fast enough so I can do the afternoon. I just can't be sure. Wow. So it's retracing. It's going back up to its pivot. But why? I have no data telling me that this should be happening. I almost took that. I'm going to take it there. It's higher than I wanted it, but yeah, that ended up being okay. So now we got down to below 100. The order flow showed up. The Q and the SPY went up at the same time. It was enough for me to say, take a chance on market, get in, even though the spread's ridiculous. Now it's pulling back. It was a very short-term decision that figured would retrace if I was wrong, you know. So that is scalping. You push the outside of the envelope all the time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Coming up on a new 1 minute closing right at that pivot line. It's the bottom of the market magnet too. Here's your VWAP right above it. These are pulling it up. I mean, generally. Looking for a dip. I'm looking at the whole and half dollars, and if you can dip down, see it's going to break it broke 408. So before I could even say it's going to break 408, it broke 408. So this is a steady climb. I'm going to get in it again. Really? Look, it's really moving, huh? I mean, jerky. Going in market can really hurt me because I got it 408.32. I did it because I expected a push up, but it is scaring me. That pivot is rejecting it. SPY and the Q are turning back around. This is a not. Oh, there we go. There's some good order flow coming in. Let's push it up, guys. Yeah, break that pivot. Everybody, let's work together and go long. You can see if I hit market at the wrong time, what looks like a really positive trade could end up being a negative trade. That should be like 86 bucks down. See, it only gave me $2, and I paid an exchange fee for that. So, and it should have been a $20 trade, but this is the problem with market. I shouldn't bitch because I knew what I was in for when I took that trade. You just hope it breaks for you rather than against you. So now it's, if I held it longer, of course, I would have had a better trade. I left money on the table. So we're looking for a dip, closer down to 408 again. And then we try to ride this up. I'm looking at the market magnet to see what can do. I'm going to try it at there. Filled me at the 43, which is kind of better than I thought I was going to get, honestly. Let me see if I can get out on the ask this time on a upward climb here. Don't break the 408 again. You're going up, must I remind you. I'm going to have to get out of this when I get out of it. It's just not, I can't trust it. Order flow says up, but it's going down. Come on, price action says you're swaling up. Let's do it. Who is not being a good sport? so grindy too. It's just so grindy. Here we go. Yeah, I got to get out, guys. Oh, back down to whatever, 162. That was looking so good. Oh, just this is like just a roulette table right now. That's what it feels like. Yeah, I'm thinking about going to MU and making it all back real quick. I feel like I can call that more accurately than this. This Tesla is just not my friend today. Really, it was a rejection off the VWAP. If you look at it, it went all the way down to that fib on that spike, the 50% fib, turned around. Those are consistently accurate, the fib levels. 5-minute 10-day chart. It can be low to high or high to low, but it's always left to right. All right. Shooting at the moon. I'm shooting at the moon here. Almost got it back. Was not a thought out intelligent trade. I'm just gonna put it out there. Do not follow what this man does. Oh boy. It's that line, and then depression set in. Hopefully you guys are on something else, doing pretty good. Let me see what they're doing on the, let me see how they're killing me on the exchange fees here. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Why does it say I'm down that much? Huh, that doesn't make sense. Oh, because it's counting my SpaceX. Okay. On the other account, on this has active trades on another account. And sorry, I'm just taking a minute here to see. 116 down when you count my exchange fees. So we're still above the funded amount. I made this account, thank goodness. But yeah, it's not looking good right now. So wow, and why I did that, I missed that move. You can see everything is climbing. $407.72, 65. What do we have down here? 16. Definite upward climb. Gonna jump on it. Filled me way up there, so it needs to keep upward climbing. Everything pointed up until it didn't. Might want to, I can't come back. And yeah, probably going to be way easier to read this in the afternoon. Right now, it's just not. Here we go. All the multi-chart alignments turned green as we crossed over that 15-minute. I'm going to work with this a minute, guys. So that was just like a $7 trade, I think, after the exchange fee. See if this pivot stops it. Seems like it, huh? Like it's going back down. Went off to 408. I'm gonna mark that level. I keep forgetting to mark that level. That's the 408. It seems to be respecting that more than the pivot. Trading with the crowd, so to speak. How many people are trading Tesla saying the professor's doing this? Go the other way. You know how you get paranoid? Right now, I just want to get green. It's one of those days again, like, can you just get green so you don't have a negative? Forget about the $100, $200. Just get green and call it a win. And it seems like it's going to be one of those summers on these trading this type of strategy here. I can't add to it much. If I go in too low a share size, we don't have enough time to make any money. Twice it did that. Dipped down. 30 cent recoil there. Well, it's calling 32 cents. Goes again. That was a good one. I've got to look at what market gives me, you know, that's the thing. And broke the whole dollar. Now it's working on the pivot. Love to have a pullback now as it's trying to do that. Like below the 408. It's trying to push toward that VWAP. It's just not, I can't dial in on this. It's just not enough data telling me to go up. It's like conflicting data here. Wow, it is really, now it's holding that level, the pivot. There it goes. Take that. It's on the way up fast, so take it. I got in fast to take a, yeah, so that one helped. That brought us down to 66. Saw that coming. Even I said, stop looking for a dip, just go. Broke the VWAP too. Let's look for a pullback here. I mean, I might want to go short right here. Let me just assess for a minute. See, that's how it's supposed to be readable. That was so easy to see that trade. And it was just like, why aren't you doing that? Look how strong it was too, huh? So that was an anomaly. This is a 410 level up here, so let's remember that $10 level. See if I can catch it there on a short. Just make sure I'm not doing something crazy. Yeah, so 411 is where it turned around before. So we have a secondary area there. Now it could go to the VWAP for support. It's going back down, that whole area. I'm going to grab that, guys, on a recoil up. Missed the recoil, like in a split second it was there and I missed it. Help me a little bit there, down to 51. I'm looking at the market maker and everything else. I know my positions aren't as good. I cannot put this on the ladder because it's just, unless I want to wait a long time for the perfect pickup, you know, which you guys should do. You know, I'm timed with everybody here and it's entertaining people and it's different parameters to try to make this work within a certain time frame. So it affects the way I would call the trade. So you have to keep that in mind when you're watching me. Yeah, that volume's coming in right below the VWAP. The magnet needs to pull up here. Magnet's about to pull up. There it goes. It broke 409. Oh, it didn't go up, but it should go up. It's just delayed data. Pop. There it goes. So 409 was the level that it looked at there. I'm going to go in there. That's going to swell up. What did it give me? It swelled up before it picked me up. We're chipping away at it. 39 bucks. Should probably refresh up here because every trade cost me money up here. So yeah, I'm still 50 bucks down on the when you count the that's not too much, you know, 11 bucks for all the trades I've been doing. I mean, it's not that much. This is starting to get more readable. I don't want to get too comfortable, but it is starting to get more readable. But then there's those big anomaly candles that can put you back down 100 bucks in a split second to 200 bucks. See, it's breaking its protocol now. So I'm going to actually take that, guys. I might have some pain for a second. 408.09. I am thinking it's going to recover, but it might take me down way red again. So I didn't want to miss it. So I went in for a recoil backup, but I know it could go down a little bit first. I was hoping it was going to hold the 408. That's not a good sign. The way you get out of these is it swells up, you add real quick, then you can sell out for like even money. But I can't add to this the way we're trading on this account. So when you start at your max share size, you take away some of your trading tools to trade the trade correctly, you know. Yeah, just a second. I'm going to get shaken out. I'm out. Put me back over 100, right? Yeah, 112. And my time is running out. Oh, let's see here. Trying to keep it within range of getting out, you know? Trying to keep it there. No, that's it. That looks like a trap. I'm going to hang on a minute there. It's at the magnet now. 407.65. Yep, that's why I didn't take that trade. This level down here is where it had a bunch of support. grinding away and getting more exchange fees without getting green. Yep, so many people would have got hung up in that. You could see there were 3 data points that said, don't take that trade. I was like, don't do it. Because I was thinking about going long as it spiked up, in case you didn't know what I was thinking there. Now it's just, you want to jump on the fade, but it is going to turn around here. There's 407. Here's 406.50. So this is where it had so much, see it over here on the 5-minute? So much support, but it dropped all the way down to the 402.60 in that weird spike. So right now we're looking for a fast anomaly upward trend here, for an upward move, and try to jump on that. Look at the order flow. See if this level is going to actually support it. It is. It's going to support it. That should not be a trap. I got a little trade back below 100. Let's see if this can. I'm just going to do base hits in case, because it's really weird. But it looks like it's about to retrace back up. So let's watch everything else. It's got. Let's see if it can break the 407 and hold. Looking for it to hold above the 407. There's 407.05. Came back down. $15 seconds. It's holding it. Looking for a dip. I'm going to take that. Should have got me at 07, but it got me at 16. It's okay if it keeps going the way it was going, but if it isn't, then it's a bad position. Does that make sense? You nasty little stock. Oh, geez, it did it to me again. See if it holds it there. I'm just going to take a breath. Here's what I'm at over here. I do this sometimes, so I just don't hit the sell button or the buy button or whatever. I just look at the overall. What does it look at? Just take a breath. Just allow it to move. Get out of the scalp mode. It's got a level there. It should hold 50 cent. Still very recoverable, but I'm out of time. I'm going to have to try to squeeze in a sort of lunch session here. It's coming back. I waded into that move, waded out there into knee-deep water into that move. Let's break the 407 and hold it again. Just past the 1 hour now. So you have a lot more traders jumping in, and hopefully they want to go up and not down. It shows down, unfortunately. It's just not a good idea. I just noticed that we were crossing the 1 hour. I'm like, oh, man, not good for me. That's not good for me because they're going to jump on short. Let's see. Sometimes it takes a second. It might spring up, but it basically looks like bad for me. So ooh, everything turned green. Multi-chart alignment is no joke. You know, want to use it as one of your waypoints, you know, to try to hold or get in or get out of a trade. Kind of want to take a lesser loss up there, honestly. I don't trust it at all. You know, the second I jump out, it's going to go, oh, up $3. It is just grinding here, huh? There's a lot of trades right there that I can't take. You know, good little scalps. Good little recoils. Order flow is impossible to call. I can't call it. I'm just stuck here in a roulette wheel with the ball bouncing. Yeah, this is just a redonkulous stuff. I mean, it had the liquidity I needed, but to call it is just, I feel stupid because you just can't call. I mean, every once in a while a trade comes along. I'm just not waiting for it is the problem. So there you go. So how bad is that going to hurt me? Seems like that's going to turn around right now. So I'm holding longer. Don't want to end the weekend this way, guys. But it could be that it is going to just kill me here. I'm holding a bit longer. There's the level that kept turning around at. So that is my strategy on that level. See it over here. It did do that big dive, but that was like an algorithm, in my opinion. So we may actually get the support we need at this level. So I'm holding a little deeper. But it might be that Tesla just wants to close down for the week. And then we could take a big swing in the $300 level on Monday. There you go. Join your friends. Go back. Oh, welcome. Poltergeist. Should I take a lesser loss or just try to make money after all this torture? I want to make money. It's been a lot of torture. Come on, don't reject off that again. You got one more time to break through there. Oh, wow, you're just... I'm going to get out. I took a lesser loss based on that weird action. So 113 as it goes back down. How much time do I have here, guys? Okay. I got to get to that meeting soon. 127 down on swap for this account. Here shows just 113 down. And you can see what it did to me here if I stayed in that. Look at that grinding there. So is it going to, oh boy, I'm sure I almost went long there. I feel a little hijacked, but I have a few more minutes. So I'm going to do my best here. Oh, they're actually calling me. Okay. Just let them know I'm everybody has to come to the before I need to be there, so they're used to this. So how did his day go before you did he make his goal before you lay new stuff on him, on the professor? I was looking at MU, just wondering, because one trade I'm out of the hole over there, so I'm just, you know, I call MU pretty well. I don't usually end up red with MU ever, but it's risky for you guys to even watch. It's just scary to trade that. Recoils up are about 30 cents. Well, they're going way down. The recoils are only about 13 cents. Damn, it filled me up way too high. You think you want to fill my order sometime? 85. Do I sound frustrated? I was watching order flow with with the Scalp-Pro and the Q and the SPY. That's how I took that trade almost entirely off the 406 level. "15 minutes" says straight down still. It is making a rickshaw man there. 5 minutes turning green, so is that the 407 that it's been stopping at? It is. Okay. We were looking at the 408 before. Both the VWAP and the magnet are up here, guys. That's where it should be drawing it, but it keeps wanting to go short today. So I'm thinking about a short here to try to bail us out. You could look at this as a flat top, you know, wanting to break out. That's a good indication it's going to break out there. So that worries me to go short. But if it breaks way up above that level, I'll go short for sure. It's twice now. It threatened big time. Let's see. Ah, oh, it dropped. I thought we had something there. Here we go again. It's going to punch it this time. Break out. I'm not confident enough to go long, but I want to go short as after it breaks up a bit. 93, because it'll hold it for a bit. There's okay. So there's 05. There's 08. So drop at the V. These are over at the VWAP to Q. It's not enough to stop this stock for sure. I knew that was going to come up. I waited for it. It's got some strength here now. RSI says no. Order flow says no. Already had his pullback. I missed it. That would have been a pretty decent trade there. Going in there at the 50 cent. I'm going long, guys. Going for the recoil back up. Did not want to see that magnet come down. Didn't do what I wanted to do instantly, so it's already moved against me. So now I have to hope it holds its levels. Just not calling this correctly today, I'll tell you. I was going to short it up there, but it just didn't, you know, it seemed like it had a lot of strength. So I waited. Seemed like, I mean, the data said it. Come on, make it a decent trade, not like $5. Here it comes. All right, boom, boom. Was a positive trade, but barely. 74. Closer I can get it at 406 to go long again, the better I feel about it. Seems to be where it's got some support consistently. There we go. It was supposed to go down. It went up instead, but that's okay. I think I'm okay here. I'm about 8 cents off where I thought I'd get it, you know, judging the market maker there, but on the swale up, 66. You just keep toying with not giving me a decent trade. I can't raise the share size, so I can't. You get a bunch of good trades in a row and then one bad trade. It's just like those good trades in a row. If I had 200 shares, I'd be green, you know, many times here. So I'm just kind of stranded here with a lower share size because I'm making more good trades than bad trades, but the bad trades are more money because I hold them. And here we go, closer to 406 again. That was 410. Swale down on the market maker, please. That was not a swale down. Missed that. I missed it. I didn't get it. I was waiting for one more dip. I was so close. Not too bad, really. I think anywhere, if it kept me just right above 407, I think I'm okay with that. We might hold into some pain. Now we're looking for the dips it's been doing consistently for a while, a long while here. So don't change your stripes now. Just wade into it a bit. If it goes back down here, I'd be green. If it stops doing this funny business. See, my crowd that's sticking with me is getting less and less. And I've got the whole Zoom crowd, but oh my God, really? What do you do? It wants to torture me. It just wants to torture me. It's just now it's a new anomaly over the last 20 minutes. It just, and this is what I mean about trying to call they called it the June swoon. Trying to call summer data seems so much harder than normal than it should be. We'll wait longer here, but geez. Am I back over 200 yet? No. Couple of minutes on MU and I can get this green. There's the pivot point, so it's really making a move up now, huh? It's decided that it's going to go up again. Why I'm holding a short. It's going to shake me out here because this is getting ridiculous. 158. Either way, guys, this is probably my last trade. I've got to be there by 11:30, so I'm really bucking it now. East Coast time. I'm just most of the data points to retracement back down, but you know, we had a pretty good Scalp-Pro up. We've got negative over here on the Q and the SPY. We've had recent data that says we're near its high here. You know, within the last half hour, this is where it has been stopping. So the overall market's saying go down. The recent data says go down. The current data says go down. So why don't we just do it? Now we've got to break the market magnet here. I mean, it's not like there's not data that says it should go the way it's supposed to go. I keep saying this stuff because I'm defending myself. Just la 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 la. Look at other stuff. Don't get overreactive. Don't try to have a long dinner conversation with a scalper. You better be to the point. It's a personality thing. You ever see the difference in personalities when people are like, well then, what was I think? Oh, I was gonna do that, and you're like, your brain's going like a zillion miles an hour, and they're trying to tell a story so slow, and you just want to get to the point. I practice that patience though. I practice it. Well, it came all the way down there, and that wasn't really enough to make me green. It was like right at my price on that spike. I mean, we're really close to getting out of this. I just can't seem to get the right. I can't seem to get the right trade. I mean, get close and then it just goes backwards. Get close, goes backwards. It's just one decent trade or two decent trades, and I'm green. you know. But it's just torturing me here. Yeah, I'm gonna get out, guys. It looks like it's about to go back up, so I got out from the data. So I'm 117 down. That's definitely repairable. I'm sorry we didn't do anything to get everybody green on my end. I'm 133 down with my exchange fees today. Still very green for the account for the, well, I didn't even start it at the beginning of the month. I just started a couple of days ago. So that's very green, but yeah, this is what I thought was going to happen. That's why I jumped out. Okay. Well, listen, I might jump on in the afternoon, but if not, I'll see you Monday morning. I'm going to make this account green one way or another. So, all right, guys, have a good day. Go green out there. I'll see you soon.